Hi, I'm Charisse.
And I'm Holly.
Welcome to Ask Mom.
Today's topic is talking to dad. The reason why we're doing this topic is because many girls are being raised by their fathers, maybe because of divorce or because of a death in the family. And so what we wanted to do was address issues that girls face, say from age 10 up through their teen years, that might be difficult for them to be able to talk with their fathers about. And it can also be a great resource just for you to share with your dad. Say, hey, would you mind just watching this video? And he can watch it alone or with you, whatever you're the most comfortable with. But at least then he'll have some ideas about when he needs to communicate with you and, just share in your life as you grow up. The first thing you need to do is establish a relationship where you're communicating regularly with your daughter. And that doesn't mean it all has to be deep conversations, but it could mean walks or sharing a journal back and forth where you just praise her and show her love through that journal, or ask her if there's things she wants to talk to you about. And you can start with just the written word back and forth between the two of you.
I think that's a great idea, and I think it's important to establish that relationship, because even though you're like, well, I'm with him all the time, like we have breakfast together, we have dinner together, there's always time to talk, but sometimes you just need that time set aside for that special time. What my husband does with my daughter is once a month, and I think once or twice a month they have like a date, and they'll do something. They'll go out to dinner, they'll go for a walk. She didn't like the fact that he wanted to rake leaves one day, because that's really not a date, so I had to talk to him about that.
Learning these things just from her friends at school is not enough. She needs to know what you believe as a family, what you value, and that's a part of a mom role as well that you're going to be taking on. So sometime around 9, 10, 11, she's going to start to develop, and it's not going to be like she's huge and she needs a bra. It's going to be that maybe you can see things through her t-shirt that she doesn't want people seeing, see nipples or that sort of thing. So she needs to have some sort of either athletic compression bra, or if she wants to actually pick out an actual bra. Every girl is different. Some are going to be mortified at the thought of these things, and some are going to be excited and they can't wait to get to the store. So you're going to have to feel out the temperament of your daughter and ask her, say, around this time, I know sometimes girls want to start wearing stuff under their clothes, and would you like me to either get your auntie and have her take you, or would you like me to take you, or I think it's probably time that we start getting you some of those things that girls start having as they grow up.
A great way to do it is to get the training bra and then get one of those camisoles, one of those cami tops, and put that over the top, because then that's one flat unit, and nobody can really tell they have a training bra on.
So a camisole is a tank top, just like a thin strapped tank top that she could wear over the top. But there's lots that you can learn about bras. We have a video on that, and so if you want to know like what we tell girls about when you first need a bra and how to go bra shopping, we have a video on that. So you just type in Life Left Latte or Ask Mom, and you'll be able to see a video on that to know how to approach her and talk to her about it and get her what she needs.
Right.
By age 11, for sure, you need to have supplies in your house for when she starts her period. And even if that's 4 years down the road, who knows how far down it is the road, she just needs to know they're there so that she feels safe if the time were to come and she had it, that she wouldn't have the embarrassment of having started her period and having to go tell you that, as well as I need supplies, and maybe then you're like, I don't know what to buy you. So again, we have a video on that. You can watch what do we buy for our kids, specific names and brands and sizes and all of that. So you could watch that video and you would know exactly what to go buy at the store.
Or just go ahead and tell her, look, I got these things, and they're here in the cupboard whenever you need them.
Right. And if you start, you're right, because if you start that conversation early, she's going to feel more comfortable with you when the time comes. So she's going to feed off of your energy.
Right.
So if you're like, I've got a few supplies in the bathroom, if you ever, don't talk to me because this is how I feel about it. If you just say, you're growing up, you're becoming a big girl, I have things in the bathroom that you might need at a time when you start your period. I just want you to know they're there so that you can feel secure. And if you ever need more, just let me know. You can write me a note, or you can send me a text, or you can just tell me and I'll be happy to get you more. We also have videos on how to use pads, how to use tampons, so you know, you could watch this video so that you have some idea if she needs to talk with you about it, or you could just direct her. It could be that maybe she hasn't found that video of ours or doesn't know about us, but maybe you've come across us. So you could say, here's a video you might want to watch, and if you have more questions, you can email Holly and Charisse, or you can ask your auntie, or you can talk to grandma, or whatever works for your family. The next thing is sometime, again, between 10 and 12, you need to tell her about how babies are made. And I know that's a discussion a lot of parents still don't want to have with their kids. It's hard to believe in this day and age. But you need to have that conversation. And along with that, you need to talk about if there's a spiritual component for you about that, you know, like how God plays into that whole process of why we make the decisions to wait or to have sex or all of those things. You need to think about what you want to say about that. There's obviously a mental component, how it changes you mentally to be having sex, particularly at a young age. And then there's the physical component of like, well, what is sex like and how does it all work and all of that. And so
we have a video on that too.
Yes, we do.
So if you want to get ideas, actually it's great to watch that video and get ideas and in your head as far as how you want to approach it with your daughters. That's a great video to look at.
The next thing is sometime between 12 and 14, your daughter's probably going to want to shave. So she's going to want to start shaving her legs and shaving her armpits. And again, we have videos on that and how to do it. And so you need to think about how you feel about that and like what age you would think that was okay. And that's just going to be a family decision. So you just have to think about that. The next thing is probably by age 12, she has a boyfriend. You know, at school, the kind of boyfriend where you go, I like you and you like me, and that's kind of it.
Right.
But
hopefully that's it.
Hopefully that's
at
it.
age 12.
Yeah. But so you need to start talking about, while she's still open and willing to hear what you think she deserves in a boy, she needs to start hearing about those things. She's looking to you and how you treat her as an example of how a boy should treat her, but it's not just what you do and how you speak to her that's going to teach her those things. It's also what you say specifically about that topic. So she needs to hear that you value her. She needs to hear that, you know, just sort of what is the kind of character you think she should be looking for in a boy, and then ask her, what is she looking for in a boy? And because girls start to dream about their weddings or about who they're going to fall in love with, you know, for sure by age 12 and 13, they're dreaming about that sort of stuff. They're signing their name with his name, and, you know, they're doing
Sarah Bieber.
So that's the kind of stuff you need to talk with her with. And if you're not comfortable doing that, then you need to find somebody that is. And so that doesn't mean your girlfriend that you've got for like a month and then she doesn't ever see her again, right? It needs to be someone stable that can be in her life.
Then another thing is when they start around their, prior to getting their menstrual cycles, their hormones will range.
Yes. And that happens before they even start a period, right?
Right.
I mean,
so you'll notice, you'll see the mood swings, they'll get weepy for, you know, no apparent reason.
Slam doors.
Yes.
Angry. Everybody's really getting on their nerves.
Yeah.
Just these surges of hormones that are going through your body, and they're very hard to control sometimes.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they can't control them. They can, but it's a new thing for them, and so.
So it's great to talk about it, and so, you know, and to say, you know, it looks like you're really emotional right now. Is it, you know, be open about it, and does it feel like you have control over it? And often they'll say, no, I don't know why I feel this way, and so then you know it's hugely hormonal.
Right. And there are a few things you can do. None of them are miracle cures.
No.
But you could make sure that they're getting maybe a multivitamin during the day or every day, you know, and that would help. And then if during the time when you find that their hormones are really in flux, you could do B complex vitamins or the omega-3, omega-6, those kinds of things.
Right.
Making sure they get enough rest. That they're not going to bed super late every night. If you're not normally good at monitoring that, make sure that you monitor it well when they're going through those emotional times.
Yes, they need a lot of sleep.
And that they're just eating well. Just eating junky food for days and days on end because maybe everyone's been too busy will often make those situations even worse.
Right. There's a ton of information on the internet and great books to read about growing up American Girl has a whole series on growing up and your feelings. They have one on your feelings, your body. And those are great books, not only just to drop at your daughter's door, but also to read through them first so that you know what's going to be going on. I mean, you never had to, as a man, go through these stages. And so to know what they're going through, even though you can't, emotionally sympathize with some of the things, at least you know what's going on and what's happening so that you can properly address those concerns that they might have.
Check them out on Amazon. I think that's the easiest way for most guys to be able to do some research. Just go on Amazon and type in American Girl books. And I started giving them to my daughter when she was maybe early 5th grade, something like that. Maybe 4th.
I think I gave mine in 4th.
4th or 5th grade, somewhere right in there. And she just devoured them. And she still, I would see her go back and use them as a resource and a reference book. She would go back and read them again and again and again because, it's all new. It's kind of scary. All these things are going to happen to you and you're going to be changing. And
some girls don't want to talk about it. But if they can read about it, at least they're going to be getting the information that they need.
Right. And then the other thing is make sure they're plugged into things that are healthy for them. Things like church youth groups, don't just give them the choice to go or not to go. Like, say, we're going tonight. Tonight we're going to church, or today we're going to church, and there's youth group. And because they need places, even if right this minute you don't think they need it, they need to be plugged in so that when they do need it, they have people that are familiar to them that they can talk to, because it may or may not be you that they feel the most vulnerable with being able to say, this is going on at school, or I'm afraid about this, or whatever. And so the more venues you have for them to be able to communicate in a safe environment where people are feeding good things into them and encouraging them to make good decisions, the better. Many of these topics, we have, I don't know how many, probably 16 alone just on periods.
You may not want to watch them all, but you might have some extra time. And then you could talk to all the women at work about their periods.
We have lots on boyfriends and dating and eating disorders and depression and, everything that you could possibly imagine. If you see a symptom coming up in your daughter and you're thinking, I don't like the way this looks, go there and look through the list and see if something resonates with you. Listen to a few videos. You're welcome to email us too if you're like, I don't know how to help my daughter with whatever. We don't have all the answers. We're, not therapists. We're just moms with some kid experience, and so we're sharing what we know to help girls out there. So that's the whole reason we're doing this, is because girls wanted their dads to know the things that they're going to be facing. So we hope this helps, and our email is hollycharisse@yahoo.com. Share the videos with your daughters, and don't be afraid to talk with them. They need you. This is a really important time in their life, and you are the number one person that they really want to hear from, even when they act like they don't.
That is correct.
So thanks for tuning in.
I'm Charisse.
And I'm Holly. Have a great day.